All right, so today we are back. It is 3:37 in the morning. Love it. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Idle time. I deem this version 0.0.7. It's pretty arbitrary, but this is what we've got. So we've got all sorts of new stuff, and honestly, I just can't wait to show you guys. I've started to actually become more passionate about this, and yes, I made sure to port the project to my phone, so we have all of our scripts. And honestly, I'm a little tired, so please forgive me if I don't explain my scripts very well. But oh my goodness, things have gotten pretty complex, so it's gonna be a little hard to explain some of these. I'll try my best. So let's just launch the game and see what happens. All right, all right, I figured. Okay, hang on. Okay, I had to open it as an actual app because I kind of forgot. Oh, whoops, I gave away a feature. That's my bad. I kind of forgot that I guess the mobile version of Godot doesn't do it like the computer version, and I've been doing a lot of this coding, like all of it on my laptop. So as you can see, we've got some different stuff. We still have our regular stuff. We have our numbers and we have our clicky thing, but now we have some variables up here, stone and wood. We have a player and we have a shop. And obviously these are all placeholders. Please keep in mind my actual game's not gonna look like this, but we have, like, obviously this doesn't even have a texture yet, but I mean, we just simple stuff here. We have a player. Now, here's the thing, the player can move, and as you can see, this is a placeholder asset, please keep in mind. As you can see, this just tells you where the player's gonna be. That was actually such a pain to get working, believe it or not. It was ridiculously difficult to do so, and it took me multiple hours to get that working. So what does the player moving even do for us here? Well, it actually lets us do this. Boom, we are picking stuff up. Obviously, this is all placeholder. This is all like super early. Like the player doesn't even have animations. We've literally got him doing the Garo slide right now. I mean, except this is animated better. Getting the player to move was a little bit of a challenge. It wasn't the most difficult thing I've done, but it was one of the... No, it was easier. It was definitely easier. I take that back. Because I was wasting a bunch of time doing like a weird debug type of deal where I would draw a line from the player where I clicked, and there's no point in actually doing that. I realized it was a totally useless feature. Like, that doesn't help me at all when I'm coding all this stuff. So anyway, we're getting all these rocks and we're just chilling. One issue I ran into after I coded this was, for some reason, so as I said in my last one, the way this works is that all of these objects are added to two lists, a list for the trees and a list for the rocks. And so basically, the issue I was having is that when I would remove all of them, save and reload, well, first off, one of the issues was that one rock and one tree were always invincible for no reason. I did a little print debug, and I mean, they had collision. It would still do it, but it just wouldn't remove it for some reason. I fixed that, though. And then another issue is that once you removed them all, some would still respawn. I still don't quite know why, but please keep in mind, we are approaching 4 in the morning as I'm trying to explain this. I don't quite remember what I did to fix it, but I did fix it. I'll show you guys right here. Actually, it's kind of coming back to me. It was a really simple fix, actually, but we'll get into it later. And it was only the trees that were affected by that issue of just respawning for some reason. It was only the trees. So something in my code was just up. So we have saved it. We are going to reload the game. All right, reloading. Wait. Oh dear. Okay, so we have not fully fixed this issue. We have not fully fixed this problem. Bruh. Actually, oh wait, no, I think I did, but this is probably not the latest version of my project, but I'm pretty sure this issue is fixed. So let's just disregard it. I do have the project on my phone, but I guess I just can't launch it because of It's so weird. It launches as an APK, but I can't launch it in Godot because of the file system. It's so dumb. Anyway, boom, we've got our stuff. We'd be able to build stuff here. This is gonna have like a whole little thing, one of those little slidey things that you can just do, like with all the different buildings and stuff you swipe through. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be so lit, but you know, I did promise that you guys could take a look at my scripts. So let's head over to Godot. All right, so scripts. Here's my camera script. We'll just see if we can't. I'm gonna just like. Okay, well I can't. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. So, this is for all. Oh man. All my save and load stuff is here. So we've got first we have the zooming, the pinch and zoom, all that, all the touch points. Yeah, this was different. This works very differently from my last camera system. It uses input screen touch events instead of just the way I did it earlier. Which is this works about the same way in terms of like just panning, but this allows pinch to zoom, and this is huge, you know, like that's huge, right? So we're just gonna scroll through here. It creates, oh yeah, so scene data is a class that we've created in my little resource thing. Right here. Yep, extends resource. It's just a scene data script, and basically so what I put here is everything in my game node. And I could use multiple nodes, but for now it's only the game node that has all these variables. And basically I just have to create like a copy of these variables that are being exported. And then those are used, and obviously as you can see, we have pretty much all of those there. And then basically it creates a variable data, and data is just an object of the scene data class, which basically gives it access to all these variables, and it just sets the variables as what they are in the game, and then it just, you know, it uses the resource saver, saves it to this file, and then I have a debug, which does work. Keep in mind, this game does work, it just won't launch in Godot on my phone. I might start doing these on my laptop because it would just work out so much better, and I would have access to an actually decent microphone. So, but you know, hey. And then loading, it does the exact same thing. Resource loader uses that as a scene data class, and boom, it just sets the game variables in the game node to what the variables are in my scene data, and then it just does that. Resetting, it just sets all of them in the data to zeros, blank, or just false. That's what that does there. And then here's my save. So the reason why I did this, my save button here, why I did only clicking equals false, can pan equals false, can zoom equals false, the reason why I did this is because I will show you right. All right, so the reason I did that is, look at this. When I press like a load, I do have the button held down. It does say, and boom, as you can see, like it can still drag the camera around, which is like the problem, which is the whole problem. And then if and this was kind of the reason why I did this for one button is I copied this for my open shop button as well, so you know, there's that. But it just makes it feel a little more polished. That way you can't just like press a button and then still drag your stuff around, still move the player. Though I thought I fixed the zooming, but I guess I didn't. I'll have to fix that later. Now I did fix it with my save, so I guess I just forgot to add it to that button. It's one line of code, so it's not a big deal. I can't even do that, but we can just, boom, we can just do all that. And there you go. So it just gives it a lot more polish. It makes it feel less janky, in my opinion. So that's the only reason I added that, just to make it feel nice. As nice as it gets when it looks like this. But we're getting somewhere. We have little movement notifications now. It's cool, it's cool. Okay. We've got all our variables that get transferred over to my scene data. Okay, start detecting spare objects. Yep, so this, I just thought of a fix for the respawn trees if I haven't fixed it on my laptop. That's huge. Okay, I love when that happens to me, but it's like way too late in the morning to be doing all that. And here's my GUI script here. Repair node equals boom. Yurt. I'm not gonna go into super crazy depth with these. It ain't that big a deal. Here's my player script. Position equals new position, move to point equals false, if move to point equals true, then basically it does this. It just moves to the point by 200 times delta. And I made sure to multiply by delta so it's frame rate independent. That way, if you're moving at 60 FPS, you're not going to be moving half as fast as if you were, you know, running the game at 120 FPS. You know, always good to have that. And actually, my button for when you enter the shop is the exact same way. That way you don't get some crazy goofiness going on. Because that would suck. Then find path, whenever you click, it runs find path. And then boom, 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 boom. And then this is the notification, the little, it's hard to see when you're zoomed out because it's literally a placeholder and it's 1 pixel thick, but it's that blue ring that I was talking about that you saw earlier. It just does that. Just sets to the position that you clicked. You know, it's just chilling. But if you already have a spot that you're moving to, basically, then it clears that spot and then it just deletes that blue notification ring. Basically, that's what that does. And then if it's entered, basically, this is the player script here. So basically, if any area enters it and it is in the group of notifications, which the notifications are added to that group upon instantiation, basically it removes the move to spots variable in the move to spots list, and then it runs queue free. Yay! Oh, rock script. Type equals rock. The rock script is pretty intensive, actually. So this basically just says if it's not a player, you delete the rock. If it is a player, delete the rock but give you stone, which doesn't quite make a lot of sense. But I feel like it'd feel jankier to have the player start with some stone and some wood, because things were colliding at the start and it had to delete them. I feel like that would just feel janky. Like, you should start with 0, you know. You should definitely start with 0. Here's my tree. It's the exact same thing. Basically the same. But yeah, so those are my scripts. That's my game. I don't really have much else to say here. Except, I mean, I'm excited for the progress I'm making. Like, I mean, this is nice. It's actually a game, kind of. You can't do a ton yet, and you definitely don't have a time constraint, but like, and I mean, I have so much more planned for this game, don't get me wrong, guys. But it's just, for now, I'm trying to get the basic systems down. Like, we have the players able to destroy the objects, to get the resources, do all the things, you know. You can tell where the player's going because it's doing a little animation. Like, it's actually pretty good. And it gives me, doing this right here, removing all this, runs pushback. I don't know what pushback does, but it gives me errors. Now, it doesn't cause a memory leak and it doesn't crash my game, so I'm actually willing to let the errors slide because it doesn't matter. These errors are not important and they're not really indicative of, oh, your game's breaking down, no! Like, it's kind of just like, yo, what are you doing? Like, this was already, like, I don't know what pushback does. I don't know what that means. I could look it up, but I'm at a point where I do not care. If I want to make the game prim and proper and have absolutely 0 errors in the debugger, maybe if I was doing that, like true perfectionism, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just not. I just don't have the time. And it's not like I'm trying to rush to get this game out there, but I am trying to have a game at least uploaded. Or, like, I want to have a game worthy of being uploaded relatively soon, so I can't afford to nitpick over something that ultimately does not affect my game. At all. Like like at all. So, I mean, not very many visual changes. The UI obviously got some changes, but oh my gosh, getting the control nodes to work with this was such a pain, and it's still not like perfect. It's still not perfect, but I mean, it does its very, very best. It really tries. It really tries. I could make it better, but for now, it is passable, you know. It is not the worst. Honestly, I mean, overall, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for this. This is like my first thing, you know? Like, this is like starting to actually become something you can play. Like, there's a player and you can do the thing and then you can open the shop. There's nothing to buy yet, but I mean, that's besides the point. You know, like, that doesn't matter too much. You feel me? So yeah. It's just kind of, I don't know. I don't really, there are a couple things I could add that I'm not really sure about what to add specifically. I want to fix the issue with the trees if I haven't on my laptop. I don't quite remember, but just know that by my next video, it will be fixed. You know, I'm trying to take care of a bunch of major bugs as it stands right now. Because I've been so vigilant with my bugs, aside from that respawning trees thing that I can fix like pretty easily, I'm sure, this is pretty much bug free. It's pretty much bug free, you know? Maybe we don't have any animations for my player, obviously, but you know, there's a minimum and maximum zoom, you know, you can't break the shop by like spamming. Oh, you can. How awesome. Well, there's another bug, okay. Okay, not bug free in the slightest then. This is not as refined as I thought. I guess I've clearly got more issues. I've clearly got some issues. I think that's the thing with my shop is probably extremely easy to fix as well. It's probably going to be like 1 or 2 lines of code max. Like seriously, it's going to be so simple. That I have no doubt. Like I bet I know what's wrong, but it's just, yeah. So overall, we have a lot more lines of code. Not very many bugs, definitely. Like, again, these are very easy to fix, the ones that I just found. Like, that one that I just found is very easy to fix. Like, aside from that, once I get those fixed up, this will be pretty much bug-free. Granted, it's super simple. Like, this game is so basic. It's barely a game. You click, you break stuff with a player that walks into it. It's not quite a game yet, and I am proud of it. I will say I am at least proud of it. I am proud of this result. I can save and load. I know how to add stuff, how to add variables to save. I could add the player position. I could add the actual player position as a saved variable if I really wanted. Like, I mean, that would be kind of cool, you know, but there's no need for that. There is no need for that. At least not as of right now. It'll add polish, but I mean, it's literally 3 lines, 5 total lines, 6 lines of code, 10 lines of code. Like nothing major there. Super easy, take me like a few minutes. But this is what we got. This is what we've got. Look at bro's proportions for a sec. Like, bro's built goofy. But yeah, so that's my game. Very simple, basic, still visually unimpressive. I know I'm being a little harsh on myself, but it's just, I want results. And I mean, I'm getting a lot of work done, don't get me wrong. It's just, this ain't a game yet, you know. This isn't my this is my magnum opus, and it makes me a little sad, but you know, you do have to start somewhere. And this is where I'm starting. So I started way, if you take a look at the first videos, that was the extent of my programming capabilities. We have come a long way already. I can't open my shop. It's not a good look. But yeah, so this is idle time. Or idle time. I'm gonna pronounce it like that. Idle time. Because, I don't know. The name is still subject to change. I have nothing else to say here. We've been dragging this on for a while. A lot of yammering at this point, but it's whatever. So, this is my game. This is it. It's still nothing major, but we're getting there. And, you know, I guess, so if you want to click off, you totally can, but I'm going to, not rant, but I'm going to talk about this for a bit. I've been watching videos about, you know, games, right? Not how to make them. I really haven't been following very many tutorials lately, except for my saving and loading. That was, and my camera. Those definitely I could not have figured out on my own if I had tried. I mean, it would have taken me longer. I just chose to follow a tutorial. You know, at least I'm not vibe coding, you know. That being said, I've been looking at games I used to play as a kid. There was one called, I think it was Paper Monsters, about you're this little cardboard guy in a cardboard world, and it was like a 2.5D side scroller. It was really cool. Super nostalgic for me. Such good memories with that game, and it made me realize, wow, I could make something like that if I wanted to. Once I'm like really good at this stuff, like I could be that for I could make something that is that for other people. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me. I could make a creation that people might even feel nostalgic about. That's insane. That's crazy. But that's the truth. That's just how making things works. It's just a side effect. And I think that's really cool. And that's really all I gotta say. So I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna edit this video, publish it. See you all later. Peace out.